everyone. Good morning, good morning. You are listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Segal Network. I'm always so excited to be here on the Lower East Side. Today is no exception. I can't even talk today. I've got actually a little bit of a cold still, so you'll bear with me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Naomi Nachman. I'm about all the food, all the time. I love food. I love shopping for it, cooking at restaurants, eating it. Anytime you don't feel like cooking, call me. I'll do it for you because I'm a personal chef. My business is called the Aussie Gourmet. I have 2 cookbooks. I still can't believe I can say that. It's like mind-blowing to me. I'm like on a high still. I give cooking classes, run chop competitions, but I like hearing from you guys too. So if you made something, ate somewhere, let me know because this should be a conversation. So I hope you'll tune in each week and listen to my food show and my antics and my traveling and all the good stuff, and of course my amazing guests. Email me, naomi@nachumsegal.com. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, website, all the good stuff. Nachum Segal Network, all the good, right? Anything else I'm leaving out, CK? No, I think we've got all our bases covered. Okay, so very exciting show because I have a friend of mine in the studio. We met at the beginning of Instagram, right?
When did we meet? I have no idea. The mic is good?
Yeah, Raizy Fried in the house from Raizy's Cooking. Raizy, I think we met maybe at one of the food blogger conferences at Melinda's Jewish...
The first one. Not the first one that I went to. It was probably like 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. And like it's amazing to see Raizy, who had an Instagram. She always had a little bit more than me. She was always someone I...
Oh, come on. It's not about the numbers.
No, not about the numbers.
Okay.
No, because we start... But now you're like... She's huge. She's a huge Instagram star.
Thank you.
She's amazing, and I'm always in awe. And I love the fact she's always evolving and always thinking of something new to come up with and to share with us. So welcome to Table for Two.
My pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. She was here when she really first got started.
Yeah, probably about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Oh my God, it's gone by so fast. Right?
Between 2 and 3 years, I don't remember. Yeah.
It goes really...
It's like a train. It keeps running. It's like, especially with stories, you're on it every day. You don't even see the time passing. I'm saying in the business side of life.
Right, the business side of life. You know, the kids grow, so we watch them grow. And then
that happens fast as well.
So fast, becoming a grandma.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you. Can you believe you have Einenklach already?
It's unreal. My little baby, she's in Montreal. She's also a world traveler.
Wow.
Yeah, we start them young in my
I wonder
family.
where she takes that from.
Yeah. I have a daughter in Australia right now, a granddaughter that's visiting Montreal. They're all over the place.
Wow.
And I don't know when you're listening to this and all that, but in between last week's show and this week's show, I was in California. So.
Wow. I still have to get there. I was never in California.
Oh my gosh.
I need to get there.
Have you been to the middle of the country? To Chicago and all that?
Not really. No.
So yeah, you've done Florida.
I do all my mileage between Florida and Israel. I'm so boring like that.
But you know what? There's nothing better than Israel. You were there, Pesach?
I'm there once a year. My mother-in-law lives there. My husband is from Israel. So I'm there at least once a year usually.
I think it's important.
Yeah, and then we have Simchas, we have this, and we have that. So I'm just saying, we use up all the
time and mileage.
The time and taking off from work. It's always Israel and then Florida. You know, when we...
Can I just say there's no 2 better places, I got to say. I love going to Israel.
California?
I love Florida.
I need to get there.
Florida. I love Florida. The restaurants are good.
Yeah, the restaurants are good.
It's hot or warm there, like or raining, whatever. But yeah, so it's really exciting to have you here, Raizy. It's watching you grow from just starting an Instagram page, right? You would post a recipe, a picture. And that's how we all started. But then Instagram stories came off, and I feel like you kind of ran with it, you know?
First of all, we didn't all start with Instagram stories because many people had blogs before that. You know what I mean? They came already from the blogging world and giving already demos, and this was just a different medium.
Right, but there are more, let's call them Instagram bloggers than there are website bloggers.
In the kosher world.
In the kosher world. I'm not even talking about. I don't even know what's going on out there.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on there.
I really I have no clue how many non-kosher food blogs
so I started with just this. I didn't have anything before. And it started as a hobby. It wasn't even intended to be a business. I was doing makeup and hair at the time, and I was doing
Yeah. You do hair and makeup?
Yeah,
I
used to.
You always look so good.
I don't do it anymore, but I went to school. I did the makeup and I did hair, and I used to do brides, and it was in the summer, and from my community, there's not a lot of summer weddings in the summer. People don't like making weddings. They go up to the Catskills. So I was kind of bored a little bit. So my friend was like, maybe you should open an Instagram page, because I always used to patchka in the kitchen. I always made these,
Right. Yes, I was going to ask. Were you always like a cook?
Yeah.
From when you, as a kid, or
not as a kid? From when after I got married.
Me also.
Yes.
Okay.
As a kid, my mother would always make fun of me, like, what are you going to serve your? I was engaged. Like, what are you going to serve your husband? I was like, I don't know, cutlets on the grill. Like that's
actually advanced.
Why? You take you put it on a George Foreman grill. What's advanced about that?
Some of the girls don't know how to do that.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like frankfurters and hot dogs. I mean, I really didn't. And she was like probably praying for me. She did a good job. So yeah, so I was doing makeup in here, and the summer was pretty dead. So I played around. I used to patchka and just send the pictures to my friend and my mother, whatever. And now I just posted it there. At first it was just my friends and my family, and then it was my family's friend, and my friend's friend, and my friend told her neighbor. And slowly it started growing, and I'm like, these people are starting to follow me. Like, who are they? Like, I didn't know them anymore. I didn't know, oh, she's your sister-in-law's, I didn't know them anymore. At the beginning, by the way, I didn't even have my name Raizy Fried on it, because it was like, I wrote Ray, R-A-Y, space Z-E-E, Ray, Z. It was like, oh. I was one of those anonymous people that have the account B2789, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, Moshe's sister,
Right, I have my name. I'm Naomi Nachman. That's my Instagram.
No, I'm trying to say like these people that, whatever, they're just playing around. Exactly. So I was kind of like that, but I was just posting pictures of my food. And then when it started becoming serious was when I got different requests for things. Companies started reaching out to me. And of course, at first it was just like sending me free products, That's how it starts out.
They wanted to write me a recipe and I'll give you a hummus. A lot of hummus.
See, I forgot already.
In the beginning, we used to get a lot of like free stuff.
I used to brownie bars and this and that. And I did it. It's part of growing. You have to do that in the beginning. You can't right away charge a $500.
It was a new field. There wasn't working with an Instagrammer for a recipe.
But keep in mind that because it was a new field, I think it was even the advertisement was so underpriced. Like people should have grabbed me then,
Right. But
because it wasn't a saturated market like it is today.
It's it
was so effective.
Every day there's a new Instagram.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. It's a very good thing. I think it's amazing that women can make a parnassa from home, convenient. They could be home with their babies. They can have best of both worlds, and they could do something they're passionate about. Adrabah.
It's fantastic.
Kan yerbi.
Yeah, it's amazing. No, it's great. You've done it. You've literally done that. But you've taken it to another level. You don't have to be in your house because you've got an office now. And
so that I had to do because I started hiring, and I didn't want to have other people in my house.
Right, so your business grows. So let's talk about the growth of the business because it's incredible. And I'm asking Raizy these questions because she's absolutely an inspiration to anyone who works hard, no matter what businesses you're in, not knowing anything about the field because none of us knew anything when we started.
No.
And she took it to the next level. So let's get all inspired as she inspires me. I want her to inspire you. So you started your Instagramming and then what?
Probably that's when I went into the field of marketing.
Right, companies were reaching out to you saying...
So first it was just on my page, and I was like, okay, you give me this glass, I'm going to put it on my Shabbos table, I'm going to talk how about amazing that this is. And then I always I'm a very out-of-the-box thinker. So I was always thinking of like how, especially when it became so saturated, especially when more people were doing it, it was like if everyone is going to take this glass and talk about how amazing this glass is, what's going to make me stand out if I'm going to do the same exact thing? So I'm a very good storyteller. So whenever a brand reaches out to me, I'm thinking, how can I fit this into my story? And that is, I try, especially with campaigns, it's like the easiest things to do. Okay, giveaway, we're posting this, everyone can win this, tag, like, follow.
Can I just say that's happening with my book? Everyone's getting my book. They're going like this. Here's the perfect flavors. And then that's it.
It's so amazing. Such stunning pictures.
That's it.
I'm not going to say that I never do it, right? But
when people are making recipes from the story, that's where people are like, oh,
yeah, 100%.
The giveaways are not
100%
the thing anymore.
It's thinking out of the box, and brands, when they reach out to me, they're usually not even used to it because I make like a whole to-do. We strategize, and that's why I also charge more because it takes me so much more. Like, first of all, it's about how effective the advertising is, right? My market, my target market, all of that. But really, it's the thought that goes into it because I told you, anyone could pick it up and say, this is beautiful glass. But to go and create a whole process and create a need, why are you going to buy this glass? That is the whole thing. And that's what I really do. So then I start saying, ooh, wow, this is working. And then brands that would take me to promote their, knishes would say, oh, how about you manage our Instagram? Or because we really like the way you write. We really like the way you think.
Isn't it great that you can have multiple accounts on your Instagram, on your phone?
On the phone, yeah.
Do you remember you'd have to log out and re-log back in as something else, and then you lose all your hashtags?
Yeah.
That was
a long time ago.
Right, but we've been in Instagram for so long, I bet you most people didn't even know you had to do that.
Yeah.
But you can still only have 4 or 5 accounts.
Yeah, you can't have a lot.
It's annoying.
You can't have a lot. No, I don't do a lot anyways. Why can't I do a lot? Same reason, by the way.
Because it's draining.
I also can't do a lot. The same reason. I only have in social media managing 3 clients that I do because I put so much copy into everyone. If I was just going to take snap pictures, just post, then I could do 25. I can take any girl, hire a bunch of people, do it. But that's my marketing firm. I call it a boutique style marketing. It's not commercialized like that. That's not a Kins. Anyone can do it. Anyone that has an iPhone, and by the way, brilliant. If you're looking to make some money, you should do it. Go into any store. You could really make easy money that way. You take pictures of things and you post it, and that's great also. But I'm saying, I want to do something.
You post it and you tag the company.
Exactly.
And then the company reaches out. You know who just started following me? Orida, the potato. You know, I did the thing for the
potato company?
The French fry company.
Oh, that is so cute.
When I did the latkes, the shredded hash browns for Hanukkah.
So they only started following you afterwards?
Yeah.
It's very cute. Sometimes I do something with Rubbermaid containers. Then I see Rubbermaid or Sterilite started following me. Yeah, it's very cute.
You like when big companies end up following you.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute because it shows you that the power in it.
Right. The power of social media has become unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's mind-boggling.
For good or bad, and hopefully we try to work it to make it good. And
we're not talking about the bad because we both do only good. So there's no point.
That is for sure. That is for sure.
So that's when I went into the marketing field, and it went to the next level because I had already so much work. I couldn't do everything on my own, and I wanted to. It was at a point where I was so overwhelmed. It was either I'm going down, either I'm going up. Either I say bye to a bunch of things that could take me to the next level, either I hire help and take it to the next level. And I didn't want to have help in a house, so I took out a studio and an office, and then Baruch Hashem. So now I have the marketing and I have the influencer. It's 2 separate businesses.
Right.
But
what do you mean marketing? What do you mean marketing?
So marketing is it's a full service marketing firm. I do events. I do a lot of different things, but we specialize in social media. So for instance, I do Gourmet Glass social media. I know you also do Gourmet Glass.
Yeah, I do their Cedarhurst and Woodmere stores.
Yeah, so I do their social media. So instead of except for, being a brand ambassador on my page, I also take over their stories. I do their posts. I do other stuff for them. And I also help them with events. Just saying that's one of my clients. I do stuff for Bnei Olam. I do stuff for a lot of different...
I love Bnei Olam. Can we just give them a little shout out?
There you go, Bnei Olam.
Can I just say, I watched Raizy's story in the restaurant.
Oh, that was amazing.
Okay?
That was
amazing. Can I just say, I'm friends with her and I'm also a fan. Can I just say that? I love that. I've done some campaigns for them as well.
It's amazing.
And I just cry when I watch the stories. And
that was an incredible story. Not your typical story with the carriage and everything.
I'm going to cry now. So let me have a moment. Catch my breath. Especially, we have a different perspective, Baruch Hashem, when you have your own grandchildren and you have life has changed.
Yeah, when you marry off your kids, probably. Yeah.
And it was just amazing. So it's, donate to Bnei Olam. They help people with fertility issues and just
incredible
beautiful
organization. Yes.
So just a little sidebar, even though it's not food, we should all nourish each other's souls. Okay.
So where were we up to? Nothing. So I'm saying that's what I do. So that's how I got into the marketing. Now I say it's 2 separate things, but it's really intertwined because people hire me to do their marketing for me, for what they see on my page. Right. So when they get me to do their, let's say, social media or a campaign or an event for them, right? They're not just getting somebody that comes down to the event and entertains the women, because I'm also going to promote it beforehand. They also get to leverage my audience, and they get this added value that they're not going to get from any schmo having a marketing firm.
Right. No, she's fantastic. You put your whole heart and soul, and anyone that follows you, and that's I don't even know how many you were up to. We weren't even talking
about Look who's talking, by the way. Putting your whole heart and soul. I mean...
You put your whole heart. We're both.
I wish I looked like you at this age. Not that you're old. Not you're old, but you're older. But you're older.
No.
You're young. You keep yourself young. You're energized. You're all over the place.
Thank you.
Allem Gewinnchen. You know Yiddish?
No. Abyssal.
Yeah, Abyssal.
Abyssal Yiddish.
So I wish it upon everyone.
Okay. Amen. Okay, so we've learned about your marketing, we've learned about your Instagram. Let's ask Raizy some very hard questions here. I know the answer to this one. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, strawberries.
Strawberries.
By the way, I just have to answer it because it became this is the
right.
It became my brand.
She loves strawberries.
I do I love fruits, and from fruits, one of my favorites is strawberries.
Okay, so I'm not a fruit eater, which is bad.
So if you go to a restaurant, you have an option of like a fruit dessert and a chocolate dessert. You'll take the chocolate, right?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for the fruits, and there's never enough.
Dessert is more flashig. I don't need dessert. I don't have a sweet tooth.
I need to finish sweet.
That's why I don't really need the fruit, but I do love Fruits by Pesha. They were on the show last week. I love their stuff.
Yeah, delicious stuff.
But I love.
So you can want it. One
second.
You can go from a restaurant with you ate a steak, finished, you're done.
No. We'll like 4 of us will share one dessert. We won't get 4 desserts.
I will get everything. I will share everything.
We went to Allenby last week. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with it. Have you been to Allenby?
Of course, I was there.
Obsessed.
Delicious
Obsessed.
food.
So there were 4 of us. And we got 2 desserts. Because we couldn't.
That's why you look like this, and I look like this. It's fine.
But I'm not a dessert. So for me, your favorite is strawberries. I love tomatoes because it's a little bit sour.
But that's not dessert.
No, it's not. But I don't need it so much. So okay, what's the thing you don't like the most? Food.
So it's
I don't
funny
want to say hate. I'll tell you what I hate.
I get asked that, and I always think I like a lot of food. So I think the only thing that I would like if it was on the table and I wouldn't touch it is probably raw fish and herring, all that kind of stuff.
No herring?
No.
I love herring. It's me and the men at the herring bar.
Thanks God my husband doesn't like herring either.
Really?
Yeah, because I cannot stand the smell.
Oh my God, I was at a Shabbos this past Shabbos in Muncie, and they had herring at the Kiddush and served in cute little mason jars.
Yeah, it's
adorable.
It's by the way, it's funny because
now. It's very in.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's hysterical to me.
Rebbe's choice. Oh my God,
yeah, it's very
amazing.
like herring platters and herring whatever. It was like it's such a plain food. Like in every Kiddush and Shia, like we grew up with it.
So you know what I don't like. Hello.
Hi.
Gabriel Geller, Royal One's just stepped into the house. We're very excited that he's here. I don't like, and it makes me gag when I say it, yogurt. I want to love yogurt.
No, I gave up yogurt recently. I really like it.
I love labaneh. I love labaneh, like an Israeli with some
like
olive
gila,
oil.
probably. You like gila from Israel?
I don't even know.
The one that you drink, like comes like
no,
not
even those.
Like
with za'atar, with some tomatoes, not yogurt. I want
which type of yogurt don't you like? The Greek yogurt or
no
the regular
yogurt. No yogurt. Ever.
Okay, no problem. Each to their own.
I want to love yogurt. I want to. It's healthy. I love milk, but I can't do yogurt. And no peppers and no rice.
Peppers? Even cooked peppers?
No peppers.
So you don't have lecho. You're missing out on lecho. My lecho salmon that I make with all the peppers.
I know. Yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so weird because Miriam Wallach always makes fun of me for not eating rice. Like, who doesn't eat rice? Me. I don't eat rice. I eat cauliflower rice.
A lot of people, yeah.
It's weird. Okay, so everyone's got their like.
Yeah,
okay.
Everyone's got that.
ZK, we're going to ask you these questions now. ZK, my engineer and producer on my show. ZK, what don't you like? Olives. Okay, all right.
No
olives.
Olives is life.
And ZK, what's your favorite food? Steak.
How cliche is that?
And sushi. Yeah, you like sushi? Raw fish? You don't.
So I only eat the tempura ones and the vegetable ones, but the raw sushi, no, thank you.
Okay, Gabriel Geller, get that microphone on. Take the microphone.
Gefilte fish is not raw.
We're talking.
Of course, I eat gefilte fish.
I love my Bubby's gefilte fish from scratch. Nothing like it. Gabe, what's your favorite food? While you're here, I'll introduce you in a few minutes.
My favorite food in general?
Yeah. By the way, he's European, so
That's a tough question. I don't know if I could name, just one favorite food.
Oh, I like that. And what is the food you hate the most? Or not least like? I don't like to use the word hate ever in a sentence. What don't you eat?
What don't I eat? Some vegetables.
Okay.
Not too many.
Not too many. He's a good eater. All right. Good. Yeah. All right. We'll talk about Gabriel's in here. We're going to talk about KFWE, and we're going to drink some wines and talk about all these fabulous new wines that are coming out. And I look forward to KFW. Have you've been to KFW?
Sure.
I love it. It's one of my favorite foodie events. It's like a high class cocktail party.
Yeah. They have usually they have the lounge, the VIP, right?
Yeah. So it's always a favorite event of mine. I always try to find out the date as soon as I can. So I should.
When is it being this year?
February 10th.
Oh wow, almost.
11th.
Almost. I have to book.
I I haven't. I had an event in Montreal, and I asked them if we can move it to March because I didn't want to book it. They wanted that date, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I once got stuck in Detroit.
Did they move it to March?
Yeah, they moved it to March, so it does not affect my KFWE. Okay, Raizy. All right. Let's talk about your transitioning. We're recapping. We've talked about Instagram. We've talked about marketing. We've talked about food. Now you're transitioned yourself because there are a lot of Instagram. So you have to stay ahead of the gram, a foodie Instagram. So you have to stay ahead and eke out your own field, like your own little bit of space, right, on Instagram, right? We're trying your niche. Eke out your niche. That's what I'm trying to say. Thanks, Raizy. You can come work with me anytime. Okay, you have now done lifestyle blogging as well.
Yes, I've started doing a lot of different. Yeah, so I started doing the home series, which is a lot about organization, home decor, a lot of those things, and that was a bold statement. I've done a lot of different things that weren't food here and there, but this, I think, coming out with a show and making it so official, just made it into okay, now it's a fact. Now you're doing lifestyle. That's why I felt I had to do something very bold, because why I did it is because first of all, I have a lot of sides to me, and I become very bored very fast, and I like a lot of different things, and I want my page to reflect that. I want my page to reflect who I am as a person. I believe there's a lot of different people that like food, and I still like food, but also like different things. So now, first of all, by the way, I'm attracting so many more people, by the way, because so many people follow me and they say, by the way, I hate cooking, I never cook anything, but I love the organization, or I love this, or I love that. So that just is, by the way.
She's multifaceted.
Yeah. And the food blogging market is a very saturated market. So, nothing, Kanina or Baruch Hashem, but this just gave me some uniqueness, like
I
something
love that.
different.
You're
yeah,
perfect. You said it spot on. It's good. When do you air it? Same time every month?
So it's usually when I do it is on Matzah Shabbos, but I do it in let's call it seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do 4 to 6 episodes, and then I do a little break, and then do another 4 to 6 because it's a lot of work. Right. I have to actually do something in my house, so I have paint, and I have decals, and I have linen.
Do you do it all at once? Is it live, or do you pre-film it?
I pre-film it because sometimes, let's say I did a whole room makeover.
I saw that, the guest room.
Right. If I would have done it live, it would be so confusing. It would be 1 week, we put on the molding, and when we waited 3 weeks, the people came to paint it. You know how construction goes. It doesn't just go
Right.
So I filmed everything, and then I put it on together, so people get in one shot in this. It takes, let's say, 12 minutes or whatever, they got to see the whole transition. It's so much easier for me to consolidate it, so it's easier for the people to watch.
And as Instagram grows and changes, we can use that because you weren't able to do that not that long ago.
What, to put up things that you pre-film? By the way, there was always ways to go around it. You could have saved it on a later date.
So that's what I do now.
You don't have to do it anymore. You just take the date and you swipe it away.
Right.
And when the date comes
I learned that last week from Miriam. Miriam Pascal told me that. So I'm learning also, old dog, new tricks, whatever.
Every day there's new tricks because every day they add new features. It's incredible. Oh, now that you can record more than 15 seconds, don't you love it?
Oh, my God.
I love it and hate it.
Now my stories are so long because you don't have to stop and post. So now rather than having 2 or 3 clips to a story, it does 8 because you just keep yapping.
So it's good and it's bad. Because short to the point was good in a way.
But people still don't like very long stories.
Yeah. You have to. So on an average day, probably my stories are not more than 4 or 5 minutes. And the big shows like the home series or when I do an intense recipe, that's more like 11 minutes.
Right.
And then people say oh, we have to see every minute of your life. I'm like, oh, I'm glad you think my life is 11 minutes a day.
It's funny. I was saying this to you before. I find that Instagram is smoke and mirrors. It's an illusion of what you're going to let people see. Right?
Of course.
So I don't, share everything.
You know what? You go to a wedding and you see all these beautiful women. It's also smoke and mirror. It's an illusion of what they look like.
Right.
Are they really so beautiful?
Right. There you go. Makeup.
But that's nothing wrong.
No, I agree.
We want to look presentable.
Right.
I'm presenting it for 30,000 people. I want to show only my best side.
Some people show a lot, and some people show a little bit.
So they don't mind if 30,000 people see their meltdowns. I want 30,000 people to see the nice things in my life.
Right. So I say I am on camera, off camera. Some people are shy in real life, but because they have Instagram, they can be a little bit more bubbly because they're really just talking to a screen.
You're the same thing.
I'm the same thing in real life.
I'm also.
Yeah. Also.
But I'm sure you have met. I definitely have people that look so bubbly on Instagram, and you meet them, and there's nobody to talk to.
I once had. I'm going to tell a funny story.
So disappointing.
I've had people on this radio show. that I've invited on Instagram, who I don't really know that well, but I like their Instagram. They come on and getting to them to talk.
So sad.
I'm pulling teeth. It's a radio show, right?
Did you see my show that I used
TK's
to
laughing.
I used to do in the summer, a show with women. It was like 2 chairs and strawberries in the middle. Not last summer, the summer
So,
before.
yeah.
I had that.
You-
I also invited people of Instagram, and then there was like, and then I was talking most of the time, and then people were like, "Why are you talking all the time? You're not letting her talk." But like, if not, it was quiet. So what should I do?
Right, yeah, I know.
It's a tough job. I commend you for all you do.
It's very hard. So let's bring Gabriel up
Sure.
close. You stay there, or can
I'm
switch
saying-
it. You can let's move Gabriel closer. You're too far away, mate. And here are the glasses. Gabriel Geller's going to talk to us about, as we said, wine and KFWE and all the good stuff that life has to bring.
Absolutely.
Hey, how are you? It's been a
Oh,
little
Hashem,
while
thank
since I
God.
saw you. Everything's good?
Everything's good. Everything is very, very, very busy.
Yeah, this is this time now, right? You've got, is that
It is,
Drapier that I'm seeing?
Yes. it's,
Yeah, you have to
the
try
new
this.
one.
They make one kosher batch a year. Drapier, it's real French. Okay, yay. Just to make sure that Raizy doesn't run anywhere. We got to, because she's got to drive home and, we have to drink a little.
I'm
and
not going to risk it.
okay.
Well,
Well,
I have to meet somebody else.
you're only having a sip.
Maybe a little sip.
Wait,
The problem is I
sip
can't.
and spit.
The problem is I can't only have a sip. If it's good, I want to.
I know.
That's my problem. Sometimes I don't have self-control. Okay.
How are you? Everything's okay?
Yeah,
You ready to
yeah.
talk?
So it's always very busy, for a sales rep, the busy times is before the holidays, before Purim, for Pesach, before Rosh Hashanah, even before Hanukkah, and now it was the New Year. So those are busy times. For me, it's always busy. There's no such thing as not busy time.
Right, because everybody loves to drink anytime. And Shabbos, it comes around every week, and we like to have a nice glass of wine.
Exactly.
Shabbat meal, 2 bottles of wine per Shabbos, that works,
Yeah.
right?
And when it comes to advertising, public relation, marketing, it's all planned way in advance.
Right.
So always working on the next thing.
Right.
Right?
That's true. I know they're busy at Keiko working on Pesach a year ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, see
They basically begin working on Pesach,
The day after Pesach.
well, even before Pesach, because they are done, with their Pesach plans months before Pesach. And by the time Pesach hits, they are already working on next year's
Right.
Pesach.
It's so amazing. They've got
It's unbelievable.
unreal things coming up, and we're going to try to get that on the show in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so what are we drinking today?
So KFWE, we always release a lot of new wines for the show. And there's
Kosher
going to
food.
be
Just say KFWE, kosher
kosher
food and wine.
and
Expo.
Event. No?
Expo.
experience. The kosher food and wine experience.
Experience. Okay.
Experience. Exactly.
Which is an event in itself.
Yeah.
So usually what we try to do at KFW is also set the new trends. What's going on? What's new? What's exciting in the kosher wine world, in kosher food and wine world. As far as wine goes, this year we have actually a lot of new white wines. I know you like white wines, Naomi.
Yes.
And white wine is finally, I'm a big advocate, big fan of white wines in general.
Yes, I win.
And
I don't know, I'm
yeah.
not into the white wine. I'm all red.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
I was going to ask.
Maybe this will change your mind. Maybe you have not tasted the
No,
right
no, I
white
just never.
wines.
Yeah, I never really.
So she's
put my head
open to
it.
trying. Okay, let's
Absolutely.
start.
So let's start. Exactly. We have 2 new whites. One is from France, from Bordeaux.
Okay.
Usually when you talk about Bordeaux wines, you always think about red for good reason, because 90% of Bordeaux wines are red wines. But there are 10% that are white wines, and they make some beautiful examples there. So we have this Chateau Lacossat Saint-Martin.
The names.
So as usual,
$10. Could you repeat that?
as usual with French wines, it's a very difficult name to pronounce if you do not
Better,
read French or
you
speak
can
French
charge more
fluently.
money now for it because it has a fancier name. So
As
say it with an
fancy as it
accent.
looks and as it sounds, it's not so fancy price-wise, but it's excellent.
Okay. Let's start.
Okay, so most Bordeaux whites are blends of 2 grape varieties. One is the well-known Sauvignon Blanc, and the other one is Semillon. There are also other varieties, but those are the 2 main ones. And this is a blend of those 2.
Okay, let's try.
There we
Okay,
go.
Gabriel Geller's in the house, and he is pouring us a delicious wine, a royal wine. Talking about
Smells
KFW. KFW. Oh my God, I don't want to knock that over. Hey, ZK. Oh, have you got ZK?
Smells pretty sweet.
We need to give ZK.
Absolutely. I'll have some too.
Okay. All right, I'm going to smell. I don't know if I can smell. I have a little cold still.
Smells very sweet.
Okay, I can smell. It's good.
So it smells maybe sweet
Yeah.
from the fruit,
Ooh.
but it's not sweet at all. It's
fruity.
It's a dry white wine, very refreshing with vibrant acidity. Although right now, because we just opened the bottle and it's really cold, it might be a little bit, muted. You don't get all the flavors and all the aromas until the wine, warms up a little bit in the glass and opens up, breathes. Here we have
What's your Instagram name for people to follow you on Instagram?
Royal Wine Corp.
Okay. Okay, put that up. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I haven't made her guffin yet. We have to. You talk while I drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
Very
is
nice. Very light.
one example.
Very smooth.
For
From
the
Bordeaux.
morning, right? It's good for the morning, right?
The price,
I'm
the
going to
price
stop
is
myself.
also quite friendly. You can usually find it for $20 or less. So it's really nice.
It's very light.
It's light. It's got some complexity, and it will develop. There are very few white wines that can hold age like some of the red wines. This can age for a few years, not for a long time, but it will become more evolved and complex as it ages. The second white wine that I brought today is called Ramon Cardova Albarino 2017.
Is that Spanish?
It is Spanish.
Just from
It
how you
comes from an
pronounce it.
appellation that's called Rías Baixas, which is on the Atlantic coast of Spain, right near the Portugal border. It's a new variety that comes to the kosher market. Albarino has been a very growing, popular variety in the mainstream non-kosher wine world in recent years. Lots of sushi places love those wines. Are very crisp and refreshing, and goes very well with sushi.
Oh, that's good to know.
Very, very well.
Never see a
And
thing of sushi.
this is one of the
What?
two first Albarino in kosher.
What was your question?
No, I'm just thinking of like a sushi place. I never see wine with sushi, really.
Yeah, the
Just
high-end
sushi-
restaurants.
Restaurants,
Exactly.
yeah.
The high-end restaurant.
Not the sushi that's served in the pizza shops.
Not thinking of pizza, I'm thinking of like sushi stores. I guess they need a license and stuff, so.
Right. They cannot get it's hard to get a liquor license.
It's very hard. It's very expensive to get the liquor license.
Right. It's like $100,000 or something, right?
Maybe even more.
I know in
Wow.
Australia it's very expensive.
So
So
yes,
should we-
you're not. Some restaurants sometimes do not have a liquor license because it's just not worth it for them, or it's just too expensive.
In New Jersey, it's really weird, right? They've got some weird rules going on because across the street, two restaurants, ETC and Nobo.
Nobo.
And Nobo can have one and ETC
That's
cannot.
true,
They're
because
only
ETC
give
do not have a liquor license.
right. You can, but the town only gives out X amount in Bergen County per town. So
Oh, okay.
That's
I didn't know. I didn't know it worked that
You gotta
way.
grab
That's
it, I
interesting.
guess.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So one was open before the other.
Yeah, exactly. So the Ramon Cardova Albarino from Rías Baixas.
Okay,
let's
try that.
give it a try.
Okay. Which one is that one? Okay, so
This is the new one.
I have tons of glasses. This is the new one.
No, this is the new one.
Wait, what's this
I didn't.
one?
I didn't
Oh, you
pour it
yet. Oh,
yet.
okay.
There
So
we go.
I'll take that. Okay, I'm gonna have a little sip of that. They look the same. Okay. They smell the same, but maybe I can't tell. I know I have a little cold, so it's hard to smell.
That's okay. So it's got some lime
This is
aroma.
the other one?
Yes.
Oh, this has got more flavor, more,
Oh, yeah.
more stuff
Even
going
just
on.
the smell.
It's even more fruit forward.
Yes, you can tell that right
Yeah,
away.
this is more me. That was too
Light.
light. Too light.
That's very light. That's
I like dry,
I don't
Heavy
like
wine.
dry.
red
It
wine.
scratches my tongue. That's why I say like too harsh on the tongue. This
Well,
is-
it has to be done in a smooth, fine way.
right,
but-
and also it's what you pair it with. Also, like
Yeah.
sometimes a red wine that's very dry by itself goes so well with a steak. So I've learned about that from you and Jay over the years.
This is good.
Delicious. Okay, good. I'm going to line them all up.
And we have, of course, a lot of red wines. Last year, the stars of the show were the Bordeaux wines from the 2015 vintage, which was an exceptional vintage in Bordeaux.
What made it so exceptional? Like we're learning about wines here. All of us are getting an education. Me, you, our listeners. Why? What happened that 2015 Bordeaux was like very chashuv?
Well, 2015 was very chashuv, and 2016 is at least as chashuv, if not even more.
Is it the terroir?
It's basically the weather, the climate. If you have all the conditions all together in terms of
terroir, right?
Of sunlight, in terms of temperature, etc., at the right time during the growing season of the grapes, and all the way until the harvest, if you have all the good conditions put together, the quality of the grapes is going to be higher. So exactly, it all comes from Hashem. All comes from God, and when He decides that things should go well, very well, perfectly, that's how it works. And Bordeaux was blessed to have really good years from 2014, 15, 16. Those are really
He's
great.
He's pausing at 16. What happened to 17 and 18?
I'm pausing at 16 for a reason, sure. Because 2017 was a bit more complicated, meaning that earlier in the season, which was right after Pesach, at the beginning of the spring, they had some frost. That frost caused big issues to many wineries in Bordeaux, and they lost a big part of their grapes.
Do they have their grapes insured?
What do you mean?
Insured. Insurance.
Oh.
Because if you have a bad season, like you're out.
They do have insurance, but it does not cover, of course,
frost. Acts of God. Acts of God.
I'm sure it covers frost also. But it will cover some of the cost, perhaps the value of the grapes, but not necessarily the value of the wines. Maybe it depends. Maybe some of the wineries have special policies.
Isn't it a good question? Right? Like, what does a winery insurance cost? Right? Because it's not up to us.
Of course, it's not.
Right? So you need some sort of insurance plan to help you, and I guess all the actuaries figure that out.
I would believe, I don't know how it works, I'm not an insurance guy, but I believe, like, if say you have a warehouse that's full of merchandise that's cost $1 million, for instance, and the warehouse burns and everything that's inside is gone, is destroyed.
They have fire insurance.
Exactly, but does the insurance cover $1 million of costs of the merchandise, or say $2 million at retail or at wholesale price?
Right.
Exactly. I believe it covers probably the cost, but maybe there are policies that give you more than that. I don't know.
Gabriel, I'm going next week. I'm going to the winery in California.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ask. I'm going to go ask them over there. I'm going to ask who's over there. Joe Hurleman or
Joseph Herzog, a.k.a. Moti, California.
Yeah, Moti, California.
Because Morty Herzog is Moti, New York. So that's how we...
I met him when I was there last time. So I'm going to be doing something with Gabe Garcia.
Fantastic. Wow.
Next week. I'm very
excited.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going there, but next month.
Okay, cool. We love the winery.
Los Angeles, which is 2 days after.
So me and Esty Walby want to go to LA to that show. We're like asking Morty, and he's like, I don't know.
Well,
the one in Los Angeles is
you
way
will,
bigger
you will
than
love
the
it.
one
If you come, you will love it.
I'm sure. No, the
here's
biggest one is
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
I want to go to
No, because you said that you want to go there. Then that's what I'm like thinking. Why is
they have a London one, and LA one, and a Miami one.
Exactly.
The
But
biggest
from a
is in
wine
New York.
perspective, it does not make a
Biggest is New
big
York.
difference which one you go to, because it's
All
pretty
the
much the
wines are
same
the
wines
same.
Right.
at the same shows.
But
But
it's
the
the
food,
food.
the food changes because it's different restaurants. In London, it's not restaurants; it's a caterer
Who's
that
being
makes
here
good
for the
that
food?
makes good food. But it's not the variety of all the restaurants.
Right.
that are,
Me and Raizy want to know
around.
who's the food.
Who's the food this year?
We're foodies,
Where.
At this
In New
cave.
York. In New York.
Do we know
okay.
yet?
So,
the list will grow in the next couple of weeks, so you have to stay tuned.
The list will grow. I don't have all the information yet. I can tell you about just a few.
Yeah, that's good.
Like UN Plaza Grill, for instance.
I've never been there.
You've never been? Really?
No.
I've been a few times.
Calling UN Plaza Grill. Okay.
Marani.
I love Marani.
I love Marani.
Yeah, we know
Fantastic
that. We
place
know
in
that. You're
Queens,
always there.
Georgian
I
restaurant.
haven't been there in a while, but I love Anna for Marani. She is just
she's
Empreshveli. I can say
She's
her last
fantastic.
name now. She's wonderful.
Yeah, and there are others like the Nuttery, and the other ones slip my mind at the moment. But there are, of course, as every I think Le Marais.
Le Marais. All the
for
standards that
regulars.
you've always had.
Yeah.
The ones that you, who's doing the catering during the day? Do we know that yet?
The catering. No, I do not.
It
know.
used to
I
be
do not know.
pomegranate for
Yes.
several years, and
It
last
was Bradbury
year.
last year. I believe it's also them this year, but I am not sure.
Wonderful.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
so stay tuned. You can go to the website KFW.
You're there a whole day, or you just come at night?
I know, I'm there all day. I'm hanging out with
Wow.
the crew and getting it all organized and doing stuff for kosher.com. Like, I've always loved going. I've always gone all day, even before I even met these
Wow.
people.
Speaking of which,
I go with press.
I brought some interesting.
Yeah, I've also
brought
went
some
this press.
interesting spirits. You know, I usually bring only wine. This
You
time
brought
I
spirits?
brought a couple spirits
Oh.
to talk about. Also, because they're going to be at KFW at the trade and press portion, so not during the evening hours.
Oh,
not to the
okay. We
general,
get a sneak
public.
peek. Do you like spirits? Yeah, I'm not.
Not very into it.
ZK? All right, let's take a look.
And also because Tu B'Shvat is coming.
Oh, you had me at Tu B'Shvat.
So this one has Tu B'Shvat written all over it.
Oh,
It's
that's a
called the
beautiful
original
bottle.
White Cheers 7,
Righteous 7. I like the name.
which is a liqueur made, out of all the 7 species.
Let's
of
drink that one.
Eretz Israel.
Okay.
I would just pick it up for the bottle, but I don't think I would. I'm not very into it.
It looks like the Zachlawi vodka bottles.
You mean the shape of the bottle?
The shape of the bottle.
No, I was looking at the
it-
label.
It
It's all
does look a
beautiful.
little bit. It does look a little bit like it. Maybe it's the same. I don't know.
Raisy's marketing eye is looking at
I like
how-
design and colors, and I like fruit, so.
Right, there you go. Okay, so
And
let's
this is
try a little
this
of
is
that.
sweet. It's
Just a little.
It's nice.
We have to drive home afterwards.
Exactly.
Okay. Raise, you got to try a little of that. She's going for it.
Oh.
No, you know what?
I know, I was just smelling yours.
Okay.
And then I'm going to smell mine.
Very fruity. ZK, you going to try a little of this? No. He's like, no. Okay, but this is shehakol, right?
It is shahakal.
Over
It's very
there.
good, though. I'm not into it, but it's good.
I said the bracha under my breath. I happen to. This is delicious. No, this is like right up my alley. Sweet, because
Yeah,
it's sweet.
sweet, it's
Funny,
very
I don't like
nice.
sweet food, but I like sweet wine. This is delicious.
Hmm?
Zvi, you're gonna love this one. My husband loves this.
It's
Sweet.
it's very original, and yes, it's shehakal. It's not aetz or agafen.
Oh, it's for sure not
But
ha'etz.
for Tu B'Shvat, it's actually a great
Have a look.
a
And
great
Tu-
drink
And
because
Tu B'Shvat
all the
is so soon.
all the
It has all
species
of them
from Eretz
inside?
Israel.
Oh my god, I love this, guys. We need to do something for Instagram for the Royal Wine page with this for Tu B'Shvat.
Sure,
This
why
is
not?
amazing.
Why not?
Okay, I'm going to take a photo of that so I can post that on Tu B'Shvat. Okay, there we go.
You're going to
Snap.
remember to post this picture on Tu B'Shvat?
Yeah, you know where I'm going to be. I have to remember. It's my daughter's birthday, so.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And this is an orange liqueur, Montel orange.
All right, I'll drink orange liqueur.
Delicious.
That I happen to like.
It's from Israel, although it doesn't look like it's from Israel.
Yeah, it looks
the
like,
label and the name doesn't.
It looks like a
look or
Chivas
sound
Regal
Israeli,
bottle.
but it's Israeli.
Okay, so let's try a little of that.
Absolutely.
Is that a Chivas? It looks like it, right? Am I right? It looks like a Chivas Regal bottle. Do we need more glass?
Yeah, actually, it looks a little bit like the Shivas. That's true. I think it's not as
Bulky.
fat.
Yeah, not as fat. There's another one. Does anybody else want this?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just a drop. Okay. Oh, just smell it.
It's
Schmeck.
delicious. It's
Schmeck.
delicious. I was
Schmeck. My
really,
goodness, she's not bad, hey?
I was really impressed.
Right? It's so orangey.
I really want to taste
I'll
it, but I'm
taste
not going to.
Maybe just,
I can't anymore.
she got.
I didn't have breakfast yet, you know? And I
right.
had all this.
I'm just
Oh my
showing you.
God.
We're not gonna taste them because
I
we
have,
cannot
yeah.
taste everything.
Can I just say, I have a recipe in my cookbook for orange brownies. This would, and it calls for orange liqueur. This would be the one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. It's
It'll be
all
perfect
about
for it.
using good quality ingredients in your cooking, right? Do you find that also, Ray?
100%.
This is.
I always talk about even just garlic. Use fresh garlic and don't use frozen cubes.
Oh no, I don't mind frozen cubes.
Makes such a
Jars
difference,
of
especially when
garlic,
you're doing fish.
frozen garlic. I mean jarred garlic. I told
You're
them to
talking
throw it
about,
out in the
powder,
jar.
powder.
No, or in the jar when that's.
I
in
never
the
even used
fridge.
the one. I'm talking about people don't use ever garlic. They only use powders and stuff.
I'm like, no, you got to use fresh, and those ingredients are magnificent. That made that.
Just if you have like for dessert vanilla ice cream, just put
yeah.
a drop of
or do a
of the
reduction with it or
Montelli on
something.
it. Yeah, for reduction.
Reduction
for
would be
sauce,
amazing.
We're getting recipes
for
going.
recipes, cakes,
Orange,
crepe pancakes.
Especially orange is something that goes so well with chocolate and with
That is really. I'm surprised how good that.
Or
You
to
sure
make
know what
like
to try?
duck à l'orange. You want to give a little kick to it while keeping the strong orange flavor. This is great.
Wow. I would. Wow.
I see Naomi's like thinking.
Yeah, I'm also thinking.
This is a new recipe.
Like I'm trying to think how it would taste.
Do you know how many recipes are going through our heads right now? I just want to say, right? Like
I was by dessert and I was thinking, like chocolate and pomegranates with this, and then he went right to the duck. So then I got
all ducky.
Yeah.
We love the duck. In my Pesach book, I have duck with orange. So you squeeze the orange. I'm thinking, why squeeze fresh orange juice, right? I mean, fresh oranges. Maybe
this would take it to the next
splash of
level.
that, yeah.
You have to make sure not to overdo it, but then it's good.
It's all a balance of perfect flavors. Okay,
All about the perfect flavors.
that's right.
Other wines that would be great for Tu B'Shvat. Also, this is new and will be shown at KFW for the first time.
Ooh.
Vitkin Cabernet Franc. So we got Vitkin, one of the best boutique Israeli wineries. We got them last year, and they just came out. We only had a few wines when they just started here in America. And we got some new wines from them. There's a Carignan, there's a Cabernet Franc, Grenache, fantastic wine. So this is a great wine from Eretz Israel, from Vitkin Winery, the Vitkin Cabernet Franc, 2016. Very good vintage in Israel. How much does that run a bottle? How much is this bottle? I think around $30.
So it's a slightly more expensive one than, a special Friday night dinner when you're having special guests or
absolutely.
Or just because.
Or
Some
just
people
because.
$30 is cheap. I'm just saying.
Right, no,
It's
I
more
realize
relevant.
that. Right, like I like the $20 range.
I don't look at the price. I look at how it tastes. And sometimes you can find a great bottle. It's so funny. I gave him Shlachmunas something. Okay, I hope that people don't watch the show. But basically, it was a real cheap wine. Probably like $16 bottle kind of wine.
16?
Yeah, something on sale. Really
Why
cheap.
not?
That's a good price.
Whatever, but it was something that I wanted to give to a respectable person. I changed the bottle. That person ran after me. That wine was so good. He thought it was probably like a $200 bottle of wine or something. I don't know. And I didn't want to tell him, so I always kept on like changing the subject.
That's so
I'm
was
all
like
into the
$16.
QPR moniker.
Okay,
Quality
so
price ratio.
Thank you. I actually quoted you yesterday.
Okay.
And I was saying, talking about the Zmora wine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheap per bottle, much cheaper. It's $8 a bottle, but I use it by the case for cooking.
Mm-hmm. Cooking is something else.
Right, but I would never use a cooking wine. I only use one that I drink. So, but I don't want to buy a $30 bottle of wine for cooking that I would drink. I want to buy an $8 bottle of wine that's also happens to be good to drink. So I said on my Instagram, I hope this, I was saying, this is Zmora wine. It's a really good wine. It has really good QPR. Gabrielle Geller, did I say that right? So it's I think it's still live on my story from my steak dinner. Actually, this is not going to air, but yeah, whatever. You watch it today because we're doing a double show, a double lineup. This is part B from last week because I was in California in between. So, so QPR, let's talk about that because people really need to understand what that is.
Okay, QPR is something that can apply basically to almost anything. Quality price ratio. So, when you buy a great bottle of wine, for instance, that's really good. It's not just tasty; it's complex. It can, if it's a wine that can age, also, and it costs say $25, and it is as good as some other wines that cost $80, $100, or just even $50. It's a very high quality price ratio. It's a very high QPR. The same goes for anything. You can go to a great restaurant that has a great menu. The food is great. The service is good, etc., etc. And for the same, basically for the same kind of dishes that you're gonna get, you're gonna pay for a full meal, say $80. Whereas for about the same type of food, you're going to pay $150 somewhere else. That's good QPR. And so on and so on. Can apply that, of course, to clothing, to hotels.
It's all about really branding and the name.
Yeah.
It's just like Old Navy and
Banana Republic.
Banana Republic, exactly.
Same company.
So you think that they're not made in the same factory? They're making the same thing. It's just one has Old Navy and the other one is a classy, nice piece.
Exactly.
So it's really, yeah. You've never been to a restaurant where the food was very good, everything was delicious, but you paid like double and it wasn't that the food wasn't good. It's very good, but it's overpriced. I could have had the same thing.
That's why I
without names.
I never eat steak out. I can go to Gourmet Glatt, buy a delicious steak.
Yeah, but sometimes I want to be pampered. I don't want to stand the shit.
I can be pampered, but I don't need to order the steak. I can make a steak at home. I want something else. I want something.
You want the appetizers and the interesting combination of flavors.
Good value for something that I can't do at home.
Yeah.
So
you probably also want inspiration.
Right, exactly.
And a steak is, the pepper and the salt. You know how to sear it. It's fine. That's basically the good steak, what it's all about.
So I actually brought a bunch of those high QPR wines. I think that Ramon Cordova provides a very high quality for the price. It's also under $20. The Bordeaux White is also about $20. This is the Psagot Viognier. That's a great wine, both for if you're going to drink it for Shabbos, with some.
I love Psagot. It's Israeli.
It's Israeli. It's a fantastic winery, great winemaker. Is very well known for his expertise on white wines. He does a great job there with those wines.
Is Netoufa going to be there this year?
Is Netoufa going to be there this year? No, they're not going to be there this year.
Okay. I just was at the winery in Israel. I had a little bit of a tasting. My husband knows one of the owners, so we had some nice wines at Netoufa. They have this small tasting room. We need to do some tastings and open up the Royal Wines Vault.
We should.
I guess that's
Absolutely.
what KFWE is. Really, that's when you think about it, right?
That's
it's the world's biggest tasting room, drinking room.
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about Drapier because that's one of my favorites.
Want to taste it?
Are you okay to open that? That's a good bottle. Are you
It's
okay
a
to
very
open
good
that?
I like your boots.
And
I
I'll
got
tell you
them
the
in
truth.
Texas.
I was going to ask if you got them in Texas, but yeah, country girl.
Yeah, country denim. I'm wearing.
Yeah.
If you're watching us on video, I'm wearing like a denim dress. So I wore my Texas
With
boots.
cute cowboy kind of boots.
Cowboy boots. I'm
Cowgirl.
I'm a cowgirl today. Okay, what have we got?
So we have the Champagne Drapier,
It's real champagne.
Brut Nature, Pinot Noir, zéro dosage. Very long name, very complicated. So I'll try to make it short and as understandable as possible.
No, we've got 8 minutes. Don't worry. I want to hear about Drapier. Is my favorite champagne. I had it for the first time at KFWE, and I fell in love with it.
So champagne wines are sparkling wines, which are made from either one of those varieties: Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. Usually, it's a blend of 2 or 3 of those. Sometimes it's just a standalone. In this case, it's a standalone champagne made from Pinot Noir. There's only Pinot Noir in this wine, but it is made Blanc de Noir. What does that mean? It means white from black, white from red grapes. Pinot Noir is a red grape variety. So what do? They use only the juice from the grapes, but they without any skin contact. When they crush the grapes, they separate the skins from
They extract the white parts.
Yeah, because the color of the wine, in 99% of grape varieties comes from the grapes. There are very few
probably also
grape varieties that are inside the grape. Red, it's called the Teinturier, the Teinturier grape varieties. One of them, for instance, is Alicante Boucher. Wine stock sellers used to have a wine called like that. So here, when they make the champagne, there is a secondary fermentation that happens inside the barrel. So they first boil the wine, they put a cap on it, like a beer capsule, and inside the barrel, there is going to be at some point a secondary fermentation, which is going to make the wine sparkling, bubbly. So it's naturally sparkling. There's no, they do not add any CO2. Does
most champagne have CO2, or does champagne have CO2 added, the bubbles, or it comes naturally?
It comes naturally.
Really?
In champagne, it comes naturally. The secondary fermentation is what creates
the bubbles. So let me just make sure I understand that. The second fermentation of champagne is the way they make the bubbles.
Exactly. And it happens inside the barrel. not in a stainless steel tank in the winery.
It happens while it's settling in the bottle, basically.
Exactly, while it's settling in the barrel.
I never thought about that before, right? We're learning a lot. Okay.
So this is a zero dosage champagne, as opposed to most champagne wines or champagne method wines. There is no added sweetness to it. Usually, at some point during the winemaking process, they are going to add some sort of liqueur, some sort of sweet wine. That's called the liquide de tirage or liquide de dosage. And to balance out the very high acidity that champagne has, and the very high dryness that it has, to make it more round, more gentle. And in this case, they did not add it. That's why it's called brut nature. There's no. It's really the wine itself without any sort of sweetness added to it. And zero dosage means zero dosage. No liquid, the dosage, no dosage liquid was added.
It's amazing.
And it's the first and only commercially available champagne of this kind available in the kosher wine market.
Wow!
First
so
time.
this is really like a new wine here.
Yeah. And it's even more than new. So this was released first this past summer. And they made a new batch. We just arrived. It was bottled. It was, finished.
He's taking the cage
November,
off. Can I have the cage?
so
Can I have
just
the cage?
2 months ago.
This is a cage. Why do we have cages? Because
So
this is
the
the
cage-
wire around the cork. It keeps it in, right? Keeps it fermented.
Exactly. There's a very, very high pressure because
Tight
of the
sealing.
bubbles in the bottle. It's a very, very
If we got a
highly
camera on him,
pressurized container.
I want people to see how to open a champagne bottle.
So we have the cage to maintain the cork on top and make sure that it's not gonna fly out. And when you open the cage, you keep your hand on the cork because it might pop up, and it could go into someone's eye or something.
Chas v'shalom.
So chas v'shalom, be very careful about it. So you keep your hand on top.
Okay.
And my preferred method, which is also Jay's preferred method, is not to turn the cork, but to turn the bottle.
Turn the bottle, not the cork. We're having a lesson here.
That's it.
Mazel tov!
That's pretty.
All over the desk. Okay.
It's okay, just a few.
We'll clean it up. Miriam's in Israel.
Lucky her.
Yeah. We love you, Miriam. We're keeping it clean, I promise. We cooked a steak last week. See, you never
So
knew.
here we go.
Okay, Miriam Wallach, our amazing.
So here we have
General
those
manager.
professional wine glasses from previous KFW shows.
Oh, yes, I meant to say that. I have quite a selection here. This is from 2014. This is from 2013. I collect them, and Jay also used to bring me I have like tons of them. I always try to take some home. That's from 2011. It's not because I'm a schnorrer.
Wow.
It's because I like
Just
to
because you're
collect them.
Jewish.
No, I collect them.
I'm kidding.
8 years ago.
It's cool. Like I've got one from 2011. I'm going to 2019 soon. So
Fantastic.
I probably have even from before. Okay, L'chaim, you want to try this? This is special.
Yeah, I should try.
I think.
Sure, if anyone have heartburn,
Okay.
I only do.
I've got a Meprazole. Don't worry. Okay, here we go. Special champagne. Zika, I'm going to get you some. I just run out of glass. Pull back your glass. Give him back your glass.
It is special. I didn't wait for you.
Oh, this is nice.
This is good.
It's smooth. It's soft.
Delicious.
Light. My tongue is tickling. It has a little bit of the.
It has the body.
Has everything. This is really good. This is a very expensive bottle of champagne. We're going to
About $60.
$60. For the best of the mention. See, my Yiddish is good. I learned
You're
a
doing
lot.
good.
I'm doing good. It was my mother's mama lotion.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My mother speaks
that.
Yiddish.
Oh.
My brother. in
So how come
Borough
you don't
Park-
know more? She didn't speak to you yet.
Nah, she didn't speak to me.
Her
Yiddish.
sisters and
Her
stuff?
mother and her aunt and her brother, but not
Wow.
me. Yeah, my dad is a real Australian. He's a real Australian Jew. There aren't so many born in Australia back in the 40s. They usually came after the war. My dad's parents came before the war.
Wow.
This is amazing. Drapier all the way. You want more wines like this? Go to kfwe.com. Get your tickets now. The VIP ones are sold out already.
The VIP ones are probably sold out.
I went
I'm
yesterday to
actually
the
not
website.
Up to date on that.
I went to the website yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
To check it out.
Oh, great.
Prepare for the show. It's sold out. But,
Fantastic.
there are tons of tickets to the regular event, which is how many bottles of wine?
North of 400.
400 different bottles of wine.
Probably a lot more than that, but just, trying to...
That's the baseline. That's guaranteed, and it's going to go up from there. Besides the La Marais and Marani, there's going to be tons more restaurants. There's going to be tons of people there. It's a very classy...
it's a great networking event.
It's a great networking event. Raizy and I were all about the networking. We love that. I love being with people, and I love having it with good people, good food, good wine, and that's what KFW
It's a very exciting event.
Thank you. Thank you
pleasure.
both for coming on. This is an incredible show, and now
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I know it's far to come from New Jersey.
My pleasure.
But I really appreciate
I don't do a lot of like different things, but it's a treat for me to get the schmooze with you and everything.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's been a long time. We both got very busy with our businesses.
Baruch Hashem.
It's always awesome to see Gabriel Geller in the house. Thank you for bringing all this stuff. ZK, thanks for an amazing show. Shabbat Shalom,
Thank you.
everyone. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem right up until Lichtbenching.
Good
Shabbos.
Shabbos.
I say Lichtbenching every week. I say
Good
Lichtbenching.
Shabbos. Enjoy.
Lichtbenching.